Good evening again, everyone. Derek Wark, the Big D from CPHS Channel 6 Memorial Stadium. Here we go with Week 8. Disappointing. Huskies just 1-6 coming into this football game tonight, but they've got a lot of incentive in this one. We've got Seniors Night, also the Wounded Warriors program. We'll talk about that as this game continues to roll along. Well, the first story, no big secret here. Huskies and the turnovers. They've had almost 20 turnovers in 3 weeks, and no wonder that they're 1-6. This is predominantly a passing offense for the Huskies. We know that. When you pass like Alex Merchant, a sophomore, you're going to deal with a lot of turnovers and interceptions. That's just the way of things until he learns a lot more about the game and everything else. I mean, just a sophomore. This is a kid with a really bright future. Junior year, senior year left. Sky's the limit, certainly, for Alex Merchant in this offense. But they've got some good talent downfield as well. Again, the likes of Olsen, Sufis, also Van Horn, kind of a swing player, great talent. But I think it comes back to the defense and the fact that this is a D that's given up a lot of big plays and a lot of big points. That right there is more or less a reason for the fact the defense is tired. They're on the field a lot, so I think the answer to that, the offense has to be out there more often. And to do that, I think the Big D's recipe is to give it more to Tyler Hughes, run the clock down, win the time of possession battle, and win the sticks. In doing that, though, you take a great linebacker off the field defensively, so it's kind of pick your poison for the Huskies. Mika Moore, the other running back, is he going to go tonight? He was on crutches at the end of last week, so we'll wait and see. But there you go. Grosse Pointe, Norsemen in town. They're 4-3, fighting for a playoff spot. What better for the Huskies to make something out of their season than ruin another team's season? We'll see if they can do just that. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS, Channel 6, back with Week 8 in a moment. Anyone who has a sweet tooth will tell you turnovers are great, especially raspberry. Unfortunately for the Port Huron Northern Huskies, I'm not talking about a dessert they'll sell you at a bakery that'll add weight to our already fantastic figures. Instead, I'm talking about unfortunate mishaps on the football field which have absolutely plagued our Huskies all season long. Northern, the perfect example of how turnovers destroy you as a football team. But tonight, Grosse Pointe North Norsemen are in town flirting with 500. Wounded Warriors night, Seniors night as mentioned, so certainly the Huskies plenty to play for. In order to possibly pull the upset and attempt to spoil the season of the Norsemen, that ugly T word hopefully won't exist tonight, unless, of course, it's in the form of a dessert. Good evening again, everyone. Derek Wark, the Big D, right at kickoff. Let's get nasty. Port Huron kickoff. Taking 15, Bryce Van Horn, 20, 25, buried 27. Well, again, the Norsemen come into town, a 4-3 football team, flirting with playoff success. The Huskies, really, it's an easy game for Coach Connell and what he says to the team beforehand, before them coming out. You've got Wounded Warriors, you've got Seniors Night, and you've got the chance to ruin a year, a playoff season for a football team. What more incentive do you need than just go on out there and play this thing? Huskies coming out 1-6 overall, 1-3 in the MAC Blue. They're 5-4 last year and did not make the playoffs. We know what they did 2 seasons ago, the Magic 7-3 season where they made the playoffs and had a rough round 1. Here we go, shotgun look, first down. This is the man I said has to have a big game tonight. Tyler Hughes, not a big gain on this play though. 54 got him among tacklers. Lamont Josie of the Norsemen. Offensively for the Huskies, mostly a spread team. A pro set a lot of the time too. Shotgun a lot of looks, as you would expect. So frequent in football these days. Quarterback senior Blake Goulding has been hurt. 16, Alex Merchant. A strong arm. Still young. He forces some things at time, but he's got the arm. He's got the poise to be a good one in the future if things keep working out and he keeps working on it. Second down, nothing gained. We're going to bring up third down and long. Number 8, we've saw him with a couple of carries so far. Tyler Hughes, smash mouth back, yardage in short, power gains. He's not going to rip you 30 yards, but he's enough to move the sticks, and that would be a great recipe for a little bit more success for the Huskies if he can move the sticks and keep the defense off the football field. Again, the backup running back is number 11, Mika Moore, and I call him a backup because he was on crutches a week ago. Well, this one almost picked off over the middle, right in the hands of 55, Steve Elliott, and just like that, an early 3-and-out for the Huskies. This is the one thing they can ill afford to do. Again, keep the defense off the field, keep them rested. They've given up a lot of points, a lot of yardage on the season, but they can't give up all those points if they're not on the field to do so, and that spells success of the offense. If they can have success, obviously the defense can get rest. Not in this opening drive. Punting from the 15, a wobbly kick, but a good Husky bounce, picked up on the run, 45, up midfield, down of 47 of the Huskies. Among tacklers, 77, Charles Jacobs. Rest of that offense of the Huskies, it was a 3 and out, so this is going to be quick. 3 wideouts, Olsen, Sufis, and Van Horn. They need to just stop turning the ball over, really, and get more consistency out of Merchant, who, again, has the potential to be a dynamite quarterback with a dynamite future. Out trot the Grosse Pointe North Norsemen with good field position in their first drive of this football game. 4 and 3 overall in the season, 2 and 2 in the MAC Whites. They were 5 and 4 overall last season, and 3 and 2 in the MAC Blue. Check that, said MAC White, it is MAC Blue. They are 4 and 3 in. 6 starters returned on offense, 7 on defense, including all 4 in the secondary. Early handoff, straight up, and a battling forward, maybe one. Pretty good pursuit by a whole horde of Husky tacklers. 24 among them there, Nick Mahaffey as well, 8, Tyler Hughes. Coached by Frank Sombrera in his, listen to this, 32nd season. Wow. Some of us aren't even that old. I won't say. Second down and 8. He got 2, actually. I formation look, pitch back. Sean McHale with it. They listed him as a quarterback, but he's lined up at running back. He's got a couple carries already. This one, a good gain on second down, close to the sticks, but that's going to bring up third and short. At 4 and 3, again, they must win out to make the playoffs. You can squeak in at 5 and 4, but that's very unlikely. So that should give, I would think, a bit of incentive to the Huskies, as mentioned. If your season is spoiled, try and spoil someone else's season. Offensively for Grosse Pointe North, they are predominantly a rush offense. Led behind center, they said, by quarterback number 10, Sean McHale. He is actually lined up as the starting running back. Robert Tillman, number 1, will also get some carries back there, or so they say. 17 actually is the quarterback out there, Sal Ciarvarino. Up front, number 1 player to watch offensive line is guard Steve Elliott. Brings up 1st and 10 from the 27. I formation look again. Ciarvino. Immediate give, McHale tripped up. Nice open field tackle right at the line. Brought him down right away, I believe 17, the tackler, Garrett Inchenberg of the Huskies. And let's talk about that Husky defense quickly here. Brandon Adair up front, 55. Inchenberg, 17, he just made the tackle. And Nick Mahaffey, 24, another great lineman. Linebackers led by the fiery Donovan Barnes, number 3. He's got speed and can be a terror. He's good in pass coverage too, and a dynamite punt returner as proven last week. Hughes is 8. He's a great linebacker. Christensen, 14. Kane Santo, 52. We'll talk about the secondary also in just a moment. From the 29, 2nd and 12, looked like a jump. Over the middle, complete to the tight end. Shy of the 15, now to the 12. So a first down on a big gain for the Norsemen there, as number 9 got the reception. Robert Smith listed as a tight end and defensive end as well, 6'2" and 190 for the first down. Marcel Trice 4, Shear is 13, Tyson Winters is 33, and Trevor Lumpkins as well round out the secondary, number 48 for the Huskies. Sean McHale, very convincing opening drive, almost in for the touchdown, but instead right down at the 1, should be close to a first down. And it looks like, yes, indeed, it's going to be 1st and goal for the Norsemen. Great early drive. And I'll tell you, there's some fans down here on the Norsemen side who are just getting here. And the one guy just now, he looked to his right going, wow, are we there already? Well, that just shows you the amount of yardage this Husky team has given up. And it's been in big chunks this season. Unfortunately for them, it's been on big plays. But it's been on big plays on 3rd and long and 4th and long, with fakes and fake punts and all the rest of it. This is the I formation look fullback leading blocker. He gets the ball, the carry, gets in for one. Touchdown. Grosse, Pointe North. Norsemen relatively with ease that whole drive. Not even 4 minutes gone by on the clock, and it's already 6-0 Norsemen. Derek Wark, Big D, good evening to you and yours. CPHS Channel 6, the Port Huron Area School District television station, and streamed as well an hour after the game by EBW.TV. Extra point try here in a moment. Michael Bilska to kick it. Nope, missed it. So if anything, at least the Huskies held there. It is now 6-0. There you see the clock. 8:09 to go first quarter. And Huskies going to be looking up yet again. That's a feeling that they are, in the very least, used to. Some players to mention on the Grosse Pointe defense to look at tonight. The D, led by their secondary, and all of them returned from a season ago. 27 corners, Chris Hamilton, number 1 as well, Robert Tillman, and 5 Taiwan Wiggins, excellent players. 55 is linebacker Steve Elliott, a decent player in the middle, and up front, number 1 defensive tackle is number 52, Sheldon Harris, as we see the Husky team. And there is Coach Connell. Finally a night without his patented shirt and tie, but there's a reason for that. You see how it's got Ranger there on his sweatshirt? This is Wounded Warriors night. We're going to talk about that as the evening goes along, but kind of a heavy heart for the likes of Coach Connell this evening. And we'll tell you all about that here in just a moment as well. Kickoff. Let's get nasty. Port Huron at the 12. Van Horn 20. Quickly 25. Good open field. Van Horn now out of bounds. Pushed hard out of bounds. And that's a good mark considering he was pushed out. It looked to me like about the 38. Now they're going to back up and they're going to say, okay, the 39. So Van Horn, good return, and he is a very dangerous player. Him and Donovan Barnes, I would say, give this team a lot of spark. Here you see the replay of that kickoff. Might not have time for it here, but Van Horn, and he had some blockers ahead of him. There you see he decides early to kick it to the left side, and that's key for a kick returner. Make your decision early, stick with it, and go with a ton of speed. Lower your head and just give her. And Van Horn, he's got a ton of speed. So a nice kick return that time. First down play, Huskies clapping. Flag on the football field. Looks like it's going to be against the Norsemen, and that'll push them back for 5 yards. Again, it's seniors night. It's Wounded Warrior program night. And the Husky players are dedicating the game to a current or former service member. They'll put that person's name on the back of their jersey, apparently, and also in tonight's game program. And of course, you can be down there and make donations yourselves. So it's an excellent cause. More on that after this play. What was second and long becomes second and very short, just one, and blocked right at the line there. Merchant's intended pass. Looked like left defensive end got a hand on that one. Number 64, the Norseman, Devin Palmer. And that brings up second down now and just one. Merchant likely will be passing again with 3 wideouts on the far side. Straight up, straight down, first down. Huskies out past the 50 to the 49 of the Norseman. Well, all the Husky players apparently have paid for their own special jerseys tonight. And then some. As, like I just said, they've also paid for the donation towards the Wounded Warrior cause, and they're accepting those donations outside the stadium. That's really great. A backup running back is in there. Obviously, Mika Moore is hurt on the carry, 33, Tayson Winters, but ripped down again by that same gentleman, 60, Devin Palmer, and that brings up now third down. Well, check that. They're saying second down now. Second and 12 officially. And now from the 49 of the Huskies. Shotgun look again. Passing again. Merchant way overthrown. He's rushing the pass because he feels the pass rush. That's where the defensive line so crucial. 64 was coming. Michael Bilski, who just missed that extra point a moment ago. Well, the Wounded Warrior program assists wounded soldiers and their families for when they return home. Donovan Barnes playing for his uncle, actually tonight, Jeff Brennan, who recently died in a car accident. So a great cause there, and we know he has got a heavy heart this evening. To pass again. Middle. Overthrows another man. Intended for number 12, Andrew Sufis, and that's going to bring up 4th down. So a bit of movement for the Huskies, but the drive is stalled, and again, they are going to have to punt. But getting back to it, said Donovan Barnes about his uncle, Jeff Brennan, who again passed away in a car accident. It makes me really proud to be going out there, and it feels like I have him with me. So there you go. Again, not much for motivation as far as coaches go tonight. These kids all know what they're playing for tonight. Heavy hearts and a great cause. Here's the punt. Calls for the fair catch late. About the 15, back maybe 14. And the Norsemen will get it there. Not great field position this time. They started in Husky territory to begin drive 1 and brought it right down the field. We'll see how the Husky defense does now. Derek Wark, the Big D, CPHS Channel 6, 6 and 55 ticks to go in the first quarter. Well, the main reason that Coach Connell is not in his patented snazzy suit and tie this evening, or at least shirt and tie, Coach Connell's coaching tonight for his brother Matthew, who is a captain in the Army. And that would explain why he's got that Ranger sweatshirt on. So that's just great. Congratulations on that one, Pat. Again, a great cause. And absolutely thank your brother for all of us. That's excellent stuff. On the first down carry, got a few. That's going to bring up 2nd down. And they say 6. Ball marked now. Just shy of the 20-yard line at, it looks like, the 18. 6 and 34 ticks to go in the first. Last week, what a surprise. Another blowout, but this time the weather was absolutely terrible. So you can blame turnovers, and you can only do that so much. But eventually you got to start blaming the weather, because that was a real wet, cold, bad game. And it could be the worst weather I have ever called play-by-play in front of in the 16 years. That is how bad it was. And you get the rainy and the wet like that, the cold to go with it makes it absolutely nasty. Something else a little bit nasty here. Huskies jumping offside again. That's encroachment defense. And that's now going to bring up 2nd and 1 instead of 2nd and 6. 29-6 the final score. Absolutely horrible, wet, rainy, cold weather. You get the idea now. Mother Nature apparently wanted revenge on Memorial Stadium for something it's done. Because it was bad. 2nd down and 1. Pitch back. Give McHale. Good leading block. Gets through. 1st down. 29 for the Norsemen. 14 among tacklers. Colin Christensen for the Huskies. Biggest key to the first half was the fact that the Huskies couldn't stop Lance Cruz North on 3rd and long. And really the 2 biggest plays for the Crusaders were plays that as a D you just can't allow, especially on the same drive, and I'll speak more of that here in just a moment. I couldn't believe how good the Crusaders were as a team, though, and I looked up and saw that they had a loss. I don't know who in the MAC Blue would beat them. Apparently it was Grosse Pointe South in overtime, so there you go. 1st down carry, bounces off center, now left guard, and not much, maybe just 1 yard. Well, the first big play last week, a 3rd down on their own 1-yard line. Crusaders gunning the ball, deep sidelines. They came up with it, and 49 yards later, it was 1st and 10. Mac smack dab on the 50-yard line. 49 yards later. The second, a punt fake, same drive. 20 more yards, 4th down, setting up the 99-yard touchdown drive. At the time, 10-0. Really the biggest 2 plays in that game last week. This is offside. Looks like it's going to be movement, I think, on the Norseman. I think the fullback jumped there. Tayson Winters last week, 2 interceptions. He had a really good game. The secondary of the Huskies, they played well. But again, for me, it came down to the fact they were just on the field for too long. Lance Cruz North, 317 passing yards in the game. And apparently Grosse Pointe South beat Lance Cruz North earlier in the season. Trust me, that Lance Cruz North team is such a good team. That's going to be their only loss, more than likely. So they're not going to win the MAC Blue because of Grosse Pointe South, but they're good enough to win it, believe me. 2nd down and 14 from the 25. I formation look again. It's a play fake. Airing it out deep and almost picked off by Bryce Van Horn. Claps his hands in disgust. He wants that one back. Great play there. Pass intended for number 9, Robert Smith. of the Norsemen, a little bit overthrown, and it's going to bring up third and long now. And this is one of the big plays I'm talking about. The Huskies can ill afford to keep giving these up. They desperately need a stop here in this one. I think the thing that impressed me the most about last week, the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders, their passing game in such terrible weather in the early going. And it really didn't stop. They just kept going all game long with their pass. Of course, minus the end, which was more of a lake than a football field. Third down and deep, airing it deep, no can do, overthrows, and the Husky D holds nicely, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Minimal damage done, and they can go off and get some rest because they're probably going to be needed come the fourth quarter. As we hear the band, the Husky faithful across the way playing I Am Iron Man. Judging by how loud that boom mic is, I can hear them crystal clear, drowning me out. So you know that's a big band over there, definitely. So here's the punt now, standing at his own 12 is the quarterback, actually. That is Sierra Vino. Is this offside on the Huskies? They'll probably still be punting, but that's given 5 yards away, I think. There's flags on the field, we'll see. Trevor Conklin, a wideout. Oh, that's actually against the Norsemen, so there you go, Huskies. Now they'll definitely be punting again. But yeah, Trevor Conklin, the wideout last week, they don't list weight and height, the Crusader team, on their programs, but I'll tell you, Conklin, their best player. He had to be about 6'5", and he was fast, great hands. This is a special teams block on the punt by the Huskies. They get the football at the 10, down at the 6. That's the play they're looking for on Wounded Warrior Night. How about it? Seniors loving that one. Finally, the Husky faithful. Something great to cheer about. 13, that a baby, Alex Shire. And Shire playing tonight in memory of John Shire. There you go, part of the Wounded Warrior program. They come through here, that's clean. Don't even get a part of the kicker at all. It's all ball. There's special teams galore right there for the Huskies. Gotta love it. And that is something that they've been beat on so far this season. But a new life, that shows you. Special teams, special teams, special teams. How important are they? I'll tell you. Often overlooked, especially at this level though. You can overlook them because the high school level, prone for some errors. And there's one right there and a great play by the Huskies. First and goal now from the 6. 13 Shire actually did end up with the football there off a clean punt block. Kids at home that want to know how to block a punt and not run into the kicker to do it, that's how you do it right there. That is all ball and you completely miss the kicker. Perfect. Sean Koski last week, the quarterback, he really impressed me. He was nothing to sneeze at either, even though you might want to sneeze due to the bad weather last week, but a great 1-2 punch. The lone touchdown for the Huskies last week, actually a great catch by Sufis. He dove in the back of the end zone, pulled it in, despite being covered and very closely at that. A great play, a great catch, and great concentration, Sufis, in absolutely, I'll say it again, brutal, brutal weather. First down and 10. Ball mark, they say officially the 5. It's a play fake. Merchant, keeper, right side. No. Battered down and sacked. Number 60, who's been a definite force in this game, Devin Palmer. Listed originally as Palmer on the roster. Nope, it's Devin Palmer, and so far he's an early candidate for Defensive Player of the Game for Grosse Pointe North. He's looked sharp so far, and he's made about 4 or 5 tackles already. Tyler Hughes, battering ram inside the 5 to maybe the 4, possibly the 3. Brings up third and goal. Big play coming for the Huskies. Rushing yards last week, they were about even. 102. I think 103, 102 officially for L'Anse Creuse North. But passing was the key stat. Merchant had a bit of a rough one. 317 to 64 in favor of the Crusaders. Merchant looking. Now he's got no time, and he's just going to go down. Another sack, Michael Bilski. And now we'll see if they kick the field goal here. They lost a ton of yards. Coach Connell, an interesting decision. It is kind of cool out there. Football weather. in all of its football weather glory, I'll tell you. And it looks like they are bringing the field goal unit out. So officially it looks like about a 32-yarder. And it's going to be 12, Andrew Sufis to try and kick it. Sufis from 32, trying to get some points on the scoreboard for the Huskies. Partially blocked, missed right. I'm not sure he had the distance anyway. So the Huskies, again, goose-egged on the scoreboard. There you see the scoreboard. Speak of the devil, 2:31 to go in the first. 6-0. Of course, the touchdown and the missed extra point a moment ago as well by the Norsemen. Derek Wark, Big D, being big is a state of mind. Norsemen fighting for a playoff spot. 5-4 could still get them in, but then they basically go on strength of schedule. And how great your performance was against those quality teams. They do play that into perspective when it comes to taking teams for the MHSAA final tournament for the playoffs. Give a huge hole, too much really. 19, Corey Pierce, backup running back, tons of yards, first down, Grosse Pointe North. Again last week, Merchant never really looked sure of himself in the bad weather. Dropped many snaps, or they were just low. The ball was slipping out of his hands all game long too. But Merchant's numbers, 8 for 36, just 64 yards and 4 interceptions. And yes, you can blame the weather, because looking at him last week, he was not comfortable at all. Slipping out of his hands, dropping snaps, hikes, all the rest of it. First and 10 from the 31, behind left guard. Almost breaks free, but not after a gain of 8. 32 on the tackle, Mike Poirier. And if that is Mike Poirier, not sure if he was the one that was hurt last week, going out on the stretcher, but if that's him and he was the one, great to see him back, and an excellent, excellent football player. 32, Mike Poirier, playing tonight in honor of Kathy Burgess. And that was a great sign. EBW TV is here, and they get here late. I credit them for how quick they set up. Larry gets here at about 5:02. There you go. But as long as you're on time, that's all that counts. Yeah, early bird catches the worm, Larry. There you go. At the 40-yard line, 3rd down and 1, big stop opportunity here for the Husky defense. And again, you want to stop them to get off the field. They've been tired a lot in previous weeks. It's been a tough season for them. It's one of the main reasons they've given up a lot of points. Do they send people? They are. They're going to blitz linebackers. Stopped right at the line, pushed forward, and it's close. It's very close, actually. They're probably going to need a measurement. Carry, I believe, McHale again. It's a first down, and I wasn't sure. If it's a first down, the ball, believe it or not, is touching that stick. And the first down marker, barely. So, fresh set of downs now. Final 44 seconds in a first quarter that really went by quick. And I got to be honest, after last week, that's kind of refreshing. We were here all night. And if you think I'm joking, I'm not joking. Every stoppage in play you could think of happened. Wet, rainy, and tons of turnovers equal stoppage in play. There's all kinds of flags here. 19, Pierce again the carry. Ripped down, but not before a flag first. 28, I believe, on the tackle, Damian Hack. It's a holding. There you see the official calling it against Grosse Pointe North, and it's going to push them back. Huskies, besides the 4 picks last week from Alex Merchant, they also lost a fumble, giving them 5 more turnovers. They have, I believe, 19 turnovers in the last 3 weeks. 19. That, folks, is more than 6 a night. The next stat you have to look at is points scored off the turnovers. I don't have that, but that's the key to winning games right there. 19. Wow. On the rush last week, Tyler Hughes, 15 of 26, but he added 4 for 27 in the way of receptions. Merchant, just 12 for 26 on the ground. Donovan Barnes, 1 carry, but it was a big one. 33 yards on a punt fake. the biggest play of the game, hands down for the Huskies. That's going to do it for the first quarter of play on Seniors Night and Wounded Warriors Night. After one, Grosse Pointe North Norsemen lead our Huskies 6-0. Big D, CPHS, back in a moment. Seniors Night from Memorial Stadium and the Wounded Warrior program is underway, where the Huskies a different uniform, and I gotta be honest, I really like them. Black and white, they've gone away from the traditional dark blue and yellow look to the pure black with white. And of course the yellow on the helmets, that's a nice touch as well, but it's a nice looking uniform and a different uniform, and they've really done a lot with this Wounded Warrior program. Derek Wark, Big D for CPHS Channel 6, the Port Huron Area School District Television Network, and Husky Football Network as well. Well, to close out the stats on last week, in the air, Conklin, the player of the game for both teams, 5 catches, 108. And for Port Huron Northern, Bryce Van Horn, I should mention, 2 catches, 26 yards in the 29-6 loss. Back to pass, McHale again, great pressure, and he's sacked at the end of the play. Nice job, 14 is right in his face. Colin Christensen. Atta baby. Outstanding open field tackle, and they lost a ton of yardage. It's a perfect sack. That little extra dive that Christensen did forced the quarterback, McHale, back more. Look at this. That is great. You're diving from 2 yards away from him. You're taking him out right at his lower waist area, center of gravity on many of these guys, and just downed him perfect. That, folks, is a perfect tackle. I tell you, the Huskies are doing a lot of things right defensively right now. The give, right side, going through blocks, but they'll take this all day. That's going to bring up 3rd down in an eternity. We're talking about 3rd and 27. Now, last week, a ridiculous play like this, 3rd and really long, worked out well for L'Anse Creuse North, the Crusaders. As mentioned, the 29-6 loss. That's one of the reasons they lost 29-6, giving up the big play on 3rd and long. Here's where you play a bit of a prevent. You know where the sticks are. You make a mental note of it right now. It's at your own 49. They're sitting right now at their 21 of Grosse Pointe North. That's what you have to work with. You have to know where the sticks are. The amount of yardage they get doesn't matter. It's all about the first down marker. This is delay of game against the Norsemen. So it was a 3rd and 27, is now a 3rd down and 32. Yowzers. Pushing them way back now. Now, did they try and pass deep? This is the area where you either do maybe a screen, a quick pass in the flat with blocking, or you go deep. One or the other. You could even have a running back draw, really. A lot of teams will do that just to get a little bit more yards and see if they can catch teams sleeping. They line up with 2 wide. I formation look, pitch back, fullback, leading blocker. This is not going to get 33, I wouldn't guess. Outside, 25-27. Huskies hold again. Norsemen are going to have to punt. That right there shows you 2 things. Obviously how penalties can destroy you. But when you have a huge sack that loses a ton of yards, that play by 14, Colin Christensen, I'll tell you something. He looks like an early candidate for Defensive Player of the Game on Wounded Warrior Night. He looks great right now. And that fine sack a moment ago lost a lot of yards, put them in a very difficult position. They send men again and almost block the punt again. Not a very deep punt. Who did it hit? If that hit a Husky, that's going to be Norseman ball. It did hit a Husky, but they're talking about it. Yes, it did. Norseman football. I think it hit the punt returner, Bryce Van Horn. And obviously it's not his fault, it's not intentional, but what do? You've got to get out of there. That's all there is to it. Well, let's see who it hit. Van Horn's up there trying to return it. Oh, it didn't hit Van Horn. Oh, it hit an up lineman. Van Horn was mad about it, but it didn't hit him. That's just tough because as an up lineman, you have to kind of know where the ball is, but that's hard to do. You're blocking, right? You don't see the ball. You can't fault a player for that, really. Tayson Winters, I think it hit him. Oh, they're saying Husky ball. Wait a minute here. Wow, that's what you call dodging a bullet. They are not happy down there on the Grosse Pointe North sidelines. Frank Sombera, as I mentioned, in his 32nd season, he can't believe it. I don't understand it. That clearly hits a Husky. Look, that hit Tayson Winters right there in the shoulder. Wow. Hey, we'll take it, right, Pointe Huron? Let's go, Huskies. Let's make something out of that bad play call, or that bad officiating call there. Tyler Hughes, number 8, nothing. Brings up second down. Fans here yelling like crazy. Not a good turnout either for Grosse Pointe North. It's seniors night, so what do I always do on seniors night? I start calling out the players because the seniors are what makes a football team as far as mentally. So we'll talk all about them as this game goes along too. Shotgun T look, it's a fake. Now an option pitch back, but they get to Van Horn very quickly. And that is great defense because not every team has done that. 36 to tackle Marty Brown of Grosse Pointe North. They got over there in a hurry, and believe me when I tell you, Van Horn is quick. He can get to the outside. That's good east to west defense right there. Starting with number 3, senior Donovan Barnes. This is a kid that really has explosive, big play potential, and he's a good athlete. What can you say about number 3? They will really miss him. Seniors night, this one batted down, and it's now 4th down. So after that missed call by the officials, Grosse Pointe North going to get the ball back anyway, but the field position is going to be a little bit worse. That's about the only difference. Number 4, Marcel Trice as well. I think cousin of Randy Trice of the Big Reds. I don't know for sure, but at any rate, Trice, baby, too cold. Standing at the 36 now to punt. Rest of the seniors I'll name off here in honor of them playing their final home game at Memorial Stadium tonight. Punt return, Van Horn getting rough down there, wrestles him down by the head, and the crowd loves it. Well, they're going to give him the 19. But I didn't hear a whistle blown at the 19. You go with forward momentum, but on kickoffs you don't. He was pushed back to me about the 16 or the 15 there. They're going to give him the 19, and I can't believe that. Here's the punt again. I believe it's Sufis doing the punting again down there. Kind of an in-betweener there. Partially hit the ground. There you see Van Horn just pushing him back. Now maybe you do give him forward momentum there to the 19. And that's where he'll get it. Austin Struthers, Marcus Sutherland, 2 other names that are leaving tonight their final game at Memorial Stadium as seniors. Straight up. Looked like he tried to drop kick him at the end of the run. Number 4, Martis Dunlap. And that'll bring up second down, and it looks like 6. Number 8, Tyler Hughes. This is a great two-way player. As a linebacker, he's dynamite. As a tailback, short yardage gainer, and more talent than I think he lets on. They will miss him probably more than anybody. Just a good, strong, aggressive football player, Tyler Hughes. This is strong, this is aggressive. 28 among tacklers, Damian Hack of the Huskies. And that's going to bring up third down on the simple play call. But yeah, Tyler Hughes, and he's gotten better every week. And that's the one really noticeable thing. So that really is great. Number 9, Blake Goulding. Well, again, all the talent in the world. Unfortunately for him, he just couldn't stay healthy. And really, what do you do if you're a senior? playing in your final season and just unlucky health and all the rest. So my best to Blake Goulding, who certainly had a lot of ability when this season began. Big third down play again. Pass rush, they deck him. Airing it out for anybody to get. It's picked off by Bryce Van Horn on a beautiful pick. 30, 25, up 20, and out of bounds, maybe 19. Bryce Van Horn. There you go. Well, they needed something to happen, and the defense has come through. Bryce Van Horn stepped in front of it. And the pass rush makes it possible. Look at this. Boom. Airing it out deep and a little bit too high. Stepped in front of it, batted it down first, and then great concentration to stay with it. Merchant. But that's picked off the other way. This is going to be 6. It's a pick 6 for the Norseman. Jack Guest is gone. Touchdown, Norseman. Flags are on the play, thrown at the 35. It's against the Norseman, so the touchdown not going to stand. Well, Merchant, that's what you do with young quarterbacks, too. You bait him into throwing the football. He did that time. They just stepped in front of it. The first play after the Bryce Van Horn pick, Grosse Pointe North, a pick of their own, but that's going to be called back due to a personal foul. So it's spotted the foul, 15 yards back from there, and it's first down. They're marking it 45-yard line. Bit of a break for the Huskies. But still, you talk about a tremendous momentum swing. There you go. Pick for the Huskies, pick 6 for the Norsemen, but that was called back, so no 6. First down and 10 from the 45-yard line. 45 of the Huskies. McHale, play fake, back to pass, got a lot of time. Airing it out deep, same play again. Van Horn in front of him again, great defensive play again. Batting it down again. It's an interesting play call because Bryce Van Horn proved on the last one he tried there. He can defend one-on-one. He's doing that outside, and he's doing a great job doing it outside. Back-to-back great plays by Van Horn. They went to it again, trying to show that they don't fear anyone, but they might want to rethink that one. 25 of Grosse Pointe North. Mr. X, because we don't have him on the schedule. He's not Mr. X, that's the Ox. Yes. Second down and 10 from the 45. I formation, the give. But they down him right away. Good open field tackle by 24 of the Huskies. Nick Mahaffey. And that's going to bring up third down. I really like the effort this Husky D is showing thus far. It's just, again, offensive struggles. Really, they might want to go back to screens and flats and slot passes, draws, maybe just anything as far as the short game goes. Even more end arounds, because the deep pass right now for the Huskies just is not working. Key timeout right now for the Norsemen, by the way, who call it, and they're going to be faced with a very big third and long here in just a moment. There's the Ox. According to him, the number 1 Channel 6 cameraman. A few of them will argue that one. And what was somebody trying to do there? Wipe his nose? Number 1 what? Nose wipe? Yeah, could have been. I don't know what was going on there, I'll tell you. But anyway, we got crazy cameraman here. The Ox, he's always scary, but he has a great time. Might be a little jealous, too. He was happy about me maybe getting an offer to go to the Illinois-Michigan game tomorrow. I think he wants to go to those games. He's a diehard U of M fan. Absolutely, buddy. It pains you, I know, but go blue anyway. How's that? There you go. I don't even know if we can get tickets. E.J. Shea, the big fella down there in the truck, he thought I was working tomorrow. I'm not. But anyway. Great to go to as many of them as we can see, especially after a big win last week against Purdue. I was all but ready to say Michigan's in deep trouble, but they came off the bye week and they hammered Purdue. Hammered them. And now I'm starting to think maybe this is Michigan of old again. Did they ever improve after that bye week? Anyway, 6-0 Grosse Pointe North here. They're in a very important 3rd and 10. From the 45, they send the man in motion to pass. They come on the blitz. Huskies showing good pressure. The dive tackle is missed. The second tackle, though, is going to be made. And another sack for the Huskies as 24. Nick Mahaffey among tacklers again. And again, the Norsemen are going to have to punt. Man, what a great effort tonight so far by the Husky D, who called timeout. This is CPHS Channel 6, and there's the student section of Northern, and man, they must be happy with the way that D has come out. Here you see he has time, but it's brief. There you see a great dive tackle. That was missed. That was Colin Christensen again. Boy, this D came to play tonight. They knew they'd have to. And after the game, if you want to make a run for the border, there's Taco Bell, yeah. The crew always orders Taco Bell down there. And Ox was loving it because he had the chicken. What's better at Taco Bell, the chicken, the beef? How about the answer C? I'm not going to tell you what it is either. All of the above, none of the above, I'll let you decide. But the crew likes Taco Bell anyway. They get it before these broadcasts because they're hungry. Usually they send E.J. Shea to do it. Earning his pay from the 36. Here's the punt. Spinning punt. Good looking punt too at that. Takes a Norseman bounce. Van Horn can't return it. That's a beauty inside the 10 to the 7. As a punter, you can't do much better than that from where you punted from. Derek Wark, Big D. I will blog about this game on bigdsports.info as I do about every game I call play-by-play for. I blogged about last week's game, Huskies and Crusaders. I don't get any feedback from Huskies at all. Fans, parents, players, nothing. I get a ton of feedback from the Big Reds. They're up here in the booth, they're writing the site and all the rest. But Huskies, I get nothing. So, hard to talk about these things when I don't hear much. But you know what? About the game itself, talked all about that one last week. I will blog about this one maybe tomorrow. If I go to the Michigan game, maybe Sunday. But we'll see what happens. BigDsports.info. There you go. You can write in, talk to me, or you can just read the articles and find out about the game from the perspective of the announcer. There you go. 2nd down and 8 from the 7. Huskies the football again. This one high, Van Horn drops it. In that situation, sometimes in the slot or the flat, you will drop the ball on purpose. And the reason for that is you know you're going to get hammered. If you drop it first, your chance is less that you're going to get hammered. That's all there is to it. And you could say, what are you talking about, Big D? But trust me, some players do that. To pass over the middle, jumps up to try and get it, no. Merchant right now does not look sure of himself. And this Husky passing offense just doesn't exist. And I get the fact that they're predominantly a passing unit. That's where their strength lies. But they have got to establish a running game. I mean, if you take cues out of the linebacker position defensively because you start giving them more carries at tailback, you have to do that perhaps. Punting from his own end zone. Takes a bit of time, but Sufis gets off a good one. Excellent forward bounce. Good bounce though, off one bounce right in the hands of the Norseman. Great avoidance of tackle out past 40 to the Husky 35, maybe the 34 on the return. And it's a good one by 25, who does not have a name on this list. And what do I do for players without a name? Mr. X, you got it. So Mr. X, there you go. A fine run back there. Well, going down the list of the seniors again, Mika Moore, number 11, is where I left off. A ton of talent, but a tough year. The Big Red game is one that I'm sure he'd like to forget, which is why I'm sure he doesn't like the fact that I'm bringing it up now. But you talk about a player that has a ton of overall ability. Decent linebacker, good overall athlete, good basketball player. Certainly, he can do screen passes, he can take handoffs. As a linebacker, he had the daunting task of shadowing Mark Chapman in that Big Red game. So he's had a bit of a tough season, but certainly it's not due to talent. He's had some bad luck. But Mika Moore, pleasure to call play-by-play for you and the rest of the seniors throughout your tenure here at Pointe Huron Northern. The carry looks like second down and very short. They say 3 on the scoreboard, but that's not exactly accurate. Alex Shire, defensive back, looked good so far in this one, has had a very strong year. Maybe the defensive player of the game so far, number 14, Colin Christensen, another great senior for the Huskies. Off the play fake, QB keeper McHale looked like he was going to be tackled, got out quickly though and through. Touchdown Huskies. Well, you can't let him get through the line. And the Norsemen, 6 more. He got through the line and basically turned it up. But where you get him, where you have to down McHale there, is before he makes the cut. You've got to get him when he's going east to west. They tried to get him, couldn't quite, and he's got some good speed for a quarterback. As said earlier, I have him listed actually as a running back and the starting running back. He became a quarterback this season apparently, and looks like he's doing a great job. Certainly he has the wheels, as we just saw. I formation, second down. Waiting, passes, hits the ground first, incomplete. So they tried for the 2-point conversion. They couldn't get it. There you see the score now, 12-0 with 4 and 12 ticks to go, second quarter. Big D, being big, a state of mind here at CPHS Channel 6. Here you see one of the earlier plays. Earlier quarterback sack. Apparently they wanted to see that one again. That was about 5 minutes ago, to be honest, but there you go. Big fella in the truck down there, E.J. Shea, always impressed with sacks, and he just proved it right there. Garrett Inchenberg up front, number 17. Another senior saying goodbye to tonight, playing their final game at Memorial Stadium. This is the replay here. See, Sufis has to make that tackle. He kind of ran right by him after touching him. Good speed by McHale, but you got to tackle him when you get the chance. But yeah, 17, Garrett Inchenberg up front. Great job all season as well. They try a squib kick on the kickoff. Let's get nasty, Pointe Huron. 20, stops, starts, 25, gets outside 30, lowers his head 30, and out of bounds 31. Among tacklers 35, another Mr. X for Grosse Pointe North. Another senior, David Brown, saying goodbye to him tonight. Eric Olson, 6'1", 170-pounder. Olson tonight playing in honor of A1 Bill Watson, as with the Wounded Warrior program as well. On this first down carry, Tyler Hughes busts up. There is a perfect example of a true blue Tyler Hughes run. That's what he does. He moves the sticks, controls the clock. That is why he has got to get the football more often than he's getting it, because the pass isn't working. And the way it's going right now, they keep these long passes up. When it's not working at all, you're asking for more turnovers. And again, 19 turnovers in 3 weeks, you've got to do better than that. So I think Tyler Hughes is a big answer to a lot of the Husky issues right now. TJ Quirk, another wideout, just didn't really get the playing time this season. 24, Nick Mahaffey, a good defensive lineman. Battering ram straight up, straight down, close to the first down. There is Hughes again. But see, you're set up with third and short now instead of third and long. And basically he can QB sneak this one, or maybe Hughes just going to go straight up and straight down again and get the first down. It moves the clock. It keeps it rolling. Clock not exactly in their favor right now, and that scoreboard, it's losing a lot of lights by the minute, really. It doesn't show the number of timeouts each team has, and man, I wish it did. This might be a first down. It's actually a referee measurement, and they don't have it. Maybe a quarter yard, maybe half a yard tops. The way Hughes has taken these last two, I give it to Tyler Hughes again and just say, do it, big man. Nick Mahaffey as well, defensive line, 24. Another senior saying goodbye to him tonight. Last final games at Memorial Stadium. Shotgun T, instead they go Van Horn, cuts quickly and has the first down. just before the 50 to the 49. Bit of a risky play call. Kind of your counter play, if you will, from the shotgun tee. Just kind of a quick hit from Van Horn. But it's a quick hit. It's a quick sidestep is what it is. He gets the ball, he sidesteps, and then turns it on. And it worked, because as soon as you hit that sidestep, you go through the hole that you find, and you do it quick. And he did, and he got the 1.5 yards, couple yards, when he only really needed a couple inches. First down, 10. Play fake. To pass again. Merchant is hammered. Picked up on one bounce on the fumble to the 30, to the 25. Yet another turnover against the Huskies. 52 ends up with the football. Sheldon Harris. I don't think I have ever seen a Port Huron football team in my 16 years turn the ball over like this. Well, he just came through. Came through the line untouched. They didn't account for him. That's number 19, Corey Pierce. That's not Merchant's fault. He came through too quick without a blocker. And they flattened poor Merchant. First down and 10. Under 3 to go in the first half. Pitch back. Strong tackle. 19 the carry, Corey Pierce again. Among tacklers, Huskies number 52, linebacker Kane Santo. 5'10", 170-pounder. Santo playing tonight for the honor of Louis William Santo in the Wounded Warrior Project. So there you go. Other seniors, Trey Lumpkins, Justin Moore, and Brian Russell. Saying goodbye to them as well tonight. Naming off all of the seniors on seniors night here from Memorial Stadium. Shotgun, McHale, high snap, gets it. Quarterback draw. Gets through, avoiding 2 and 3 tacklers, still on his feet. They just can't down him right now. 28 eventually, Trevor Lumpkins downs him. But not before. A lot of yardage, actually, almost the first down. That's going to be 3rd and short by the looks of things. And they call it officially 3rd, and it looks like a short 3. A minute 46 to go in the half. The clock not exactly on the Norsemen's side, but they look up at the scoreboard, which is on their side. 2-possession game, 12-0. I formation. 2 wideouts, 1 near and 1 far side. 3rd down and 3 from the 18. Pitch back. Lots of open area, cuts the ball. Crowd even shouted, cut it, cut it. And he did, and he got to the 7 inside the 10. And a 1st and goal now for the Norsemen. Well, really, that was pretty easy. Because if you go east to west, usually you're forced to cut it a lot sooner than he did. A minute 23 left on the second quarter clock. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS, Channel 6. We've got an injured player down on the field for the Norsemen. I believe it's 17, Sal Siriarvino. No, it looks like maybe it was 52 down there instead. That's Sheldon Harris. There you see on the booth the Bear and the Ox. And what they're doing, they're actually on the first side of the football field. They're ready to film the halftime show. The Bear's in a hoodie. The Ox is not. Cameraman extraordinaire right there. The Bear was actually doing a little bit of complaining before the game. He said, Big D, who am I going to film? There's very few fans on this side. I'm going to have nothing to do. I said to him, believe me when I tell you, pal, Ed Sinek will find something for you to do. Special shout out to them down there in the truck, by the way, tonight. Green Hornet, Ed Sinek. Big fella in the truck down there, E.J. Shea as well, doing the slow-mo. So he walks off now. Nice to see. That's actually, there you go, 57, Josh DeCrane. And he got up because he's a TG tough guy. That's why he got up. Looks like maybe a cramp. Hopefully that is all it is. Kind of limping a little bit. So my best to him, being the TG tough guy that he is. Tyler Fidel, number 54. Big lineman, 6'2", 240 for the Huskies. Long-time leader of this football team. Playing for the memory tonight of SPC Robert Papineau. A great cause, the Wounded Warrior program, without a doubt. First and goal, Norseman. Huskies doing everything they can to keep them out of the end zone. Pierce inside the 5 to the 3 with 1 minute left exactly on the first half clock. You know, I say it often, but not often enough. Me being from Canada, obviously we're allies. To me, as two countries and living on the border, really we're one and the same. At least we are as far as I'm concerned. So to all the Wounded Warriors and the people associated with them, thank you. To the veterans might be watching this Wounded Warrior game, thank you for everything, because not only do you support freedoms of your own country, the U.S., but I certainly respect what you do for Canada. Thank you. And Wounded Warriors, a great, great program. And you can donate here. The crowd outside can make donations. The players all did. They bought those jerseys you see there. Each individual player and family bought the jerseys that the Huskies wear for this cause, and they donate the funding. So that's excellent. It's a great cause, great thing every year, and certainly it helps for incentive as far as motivation. So if you're Coach Connell, you can't argue with just the fact that they do this, not just for the cause, but for the motivating factor for his football team. It's Derek Work, the Big D, CPHS Channel 6. Again, I'll say it's Senior Night and Wounded Warriors Night. Special hello to the folks down there in the van. I didn't forget you, Larry. Never do. EBW.TV. Larry, Phil, and Shelley ready to stream this broadcast an hour after it's done tonight at EBW.TV. Big D loves yous. First time in the history, in my 16 years doing this, I get to watch the rebroadcast afterwards. Gotta love that. And I do. Evan Tomlinson, Tanner Malcolm, Josh Jones, Dennis Van Loo, Thomas Rothenhauser, Nick James, Jacob Cam, Riley Peterson, and Andy Newman. The final seniors to name off at Senior Night tonight. And the seniors aren't going to be too happy about this one. Norsemen again have got in. Touchdown, Grosse Pointe North. Well, when you have offensive troubles and your defense has to be on the football field as often as the Huskies have, it just doesn't spell success. Not just the fact that you're turning the ball over, which clearly doesn't spell success. We talked about that. But if your defense is on the field for most of the game, they get tired. That's all there is to it. And really nothing that you can do about that. Just hope the offense improves next season. Obviously, they're going to have a good quarterback. And Sufis returns too offensively, so the two of them might develop a nice 1-2 punch. A simple pitch outside, 2-point conversion is good. Corey Pierce. It is now Grosse Pointe North 20. Huskies, the goose egg, and very unhappy. 31 seconds to go, first half. Derek Work, Big D, CPHS. Well, the Husky schedule, most of these are all blowouts, so it'll be pretty quick to talk about here. August the 23rd, they lost to Croswell Lexington. It was 30-13. Of course, we know all about Nate Guitar and his great performance in that one. I called it simply a guitar solo. There you go. Week 2, they beat Fraser at Fraser 41-0. It was a great bounce-back win, but it made me question, is Fraser that bad, or did the Huskies just come out and play absolutely perfect? It has been their only win thus far. They then lost to Lance Cruz at Lance Cruz, September the 7th, 47-7. I couldn't believe that when I read it. Now, both the Lance Cruz and Dakota games, well, the Fraser and the Lance Cruz games, I should say, were away games. Macomb, Dakota, they came the next week, and they lost to Macomb, Dakota, 49-20. That's to be expected. Strong Mac Red football team. Here we go, kickoff. Let's get nasty, Port Huron. From the 25, up 30. Avoids tackle nice, 35, down 36. After that, September the 21st, they lost to Port Huron High 45-20. Obviously, Port Huron. They look great again. Big game for them tonight, I should also add. Good luck, Big Reds, tonight, playing at Warren Mott. Warren Mott 7-0, going for the Mac White. Simply put, folks, that game tonight is for the Mac White Championship at Warren Mott. Good luck, Chapman and the rest of the Big Reds. Wow. Outside. Finally, a catch. 21, Eric Olson. And a nice pass from Merchant. But clearly they're running out of time here. Closing out the rest of the schedule, they lost to Grosse Pointe South, September the 28th, 54-14. Of course, last week they lost to L'Anse Creuse North right here, 29-6. And I called it a rained-out parade. They've got Grosse Pointe North right here, right now, as you're aware, and a timeout too. And then next week, at Marine City. Big rivalry game for the Huskies next week. So, really, these last few games. I mean, you had homecoming last week against L'Anse Creuse North. This week, you got Wounded Warrior program against Grosse Pointe North. And then next week, a rivalry game against Marine City in Marine City. So, pretty easy job, again, for Coach Connell as far as incentive and motivation and all the rest. It's not hard to get teams pumped up for a homecoming, a Wounded Warrior game, a senior night, or a big rivalry game like Marine City. So there you go. It has been a tough first half for the Huskies. The defense, as you'd expect at this stage, has been on the field for most of it. And for the most part, especially in that first quarter minus the touchdown, they were a dominating defense. They're just getting tired again because the offense has not given them opportunity to rest. Sufis, they try a pitch back. Is it a fumble? They're going to rule fumble. Yes, Grosse Pointe North football. You know what? It's a good play call. It's a catch and a flea flicker attempt from wideout to wideout. Van Horn, by the way, gets up limping. That's not a great sign. Maybe a cramp. We can only hope. It's a good play call, though. I like it. And it often will throw teams off. Because the guy who had the ball, if he converts the pitch back, it's as good as a blocker. They just did get a piece of him. And a piece of that ball before he made the pitch. And 22, I believe, Eric Bergeron jumped on the football for Grosse Pointe North. And the Port Huron Northern Huskies call timeout. Just 13 seconds left on the second quarter clock. Again, Grosse Pointe North leads 20-0. Big D, Derek Wark, CPHS, Channel 6. Well, again, it's good football weather here tonight as you see some youngsters playing one-on-one football. Nice tackle. Yeah, then he just picks it up. He picks up the fumble and goes for his own touchdown. I like it. Who cares about rules? Just grab it and go. Trying to sell the official in his own way there. There's the Husky bench. They're not the happiest right now, but the key all season long as far as the Huskies have been concerned is, have they given up? Is there quit in this football team, or do they still play hard despite what's gone on? For the most part, I would say they're still playing hard. And every time you see this team play hard, from beginning to end, credit the coaching staff. Because you want to make sure they play hard right to the end. They go 5 wide in a spread look. McHale takes off with the football. It's a tackle-to-tackle hole. Still going. Huskies are not tackling Sean McHale down to the 26. 4 seconds left. Now 3, now 2, now 1. That's going to be the half. They wanted a timeout. The officials didn't give it to them, or did they? Grosse Pointe North claims they called a timeout. There is 1 second left on the clock. So we'll see. Oh, they are going to snap it again. Trying to catch the Huskies offside. They smacked the ball. Did they spike the ball in time? They're calling flag on the play. There's 2 of them. Huskies are just going to run off. I would too. A lot harder to bring the team back out again. They're running off the field. They're going to call halftime. Grosse Pointe South does not like this at all. Check that north. They don't like it. But they're just going to have to live with it. That's halftime. They're still talking about this. They feel there should be 1 second left on that clock. And you know something? if they called a timeout, the head coach over here was signaling a timeout. That, of course, is Frank Sombera. He claimed he had a timeout. If he did, there should be time left on the clock. Now, the question is, they put 1 second left on the clock. There's Mika Moore getting an explanation. He's saying we're going into the locker room. Grosse Pointe South might have been robbed a timeout. Either way, that's it. That's the half. Huskies, of course, are going to march in. 20-0, Grosse Pointe North leads after one half complete. From Memorial Stadium, Huskies have got to make adjustments on just basic tackling at this point. But I credit the defense for the most part. In the least, they've kept them in it. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS, Channel 6. See you in the third.
Northern Marching Band, your time block starts now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 2012 Pointe Huron Northern Marching Band under the direction of Eric Stuntmaker. Field leadership of senior drum makers Jacob Murphy and Mikhail Bingham. Field commanders Eli Slaughter and Spencer Kohana, and color guard captains Emily Wilson and Summer Orr. This year's halftime is a look back at one of the most beloved musical productions of all time. It introduced us to the Sharks, the Jets, and a beautiful young woman named Maria, caught between two cultures. The story of Maria and Tony is one of the best retellings of Romeo and Juliet ever brought to audiences. We begin with excerpts from the overture, which moves quickly into a beautiful adaptation which introduces Maria. We next introduce one of the games in the Stan Kenton-inspired arrangement of Cool. We showcase our guard and percussion with Jet Song, and close with a beautiful and powerful version of Somewhere. Field leadership, are you ready to start your show? couple of your favorite tunes. We begin with the Monkees classic, I'm a Believer. Congratulations, those are Marcy, man, for earning straight ones at Marcy's Festival last Tuesday.
Here, Memorial Stadium, week number 8, and the Huskies coming in 1-6. So far, not so good, unfortunately. Grosse Pointe North Norsemen fighting hard for that playoff spot at 4-3. They look solid to go 5-3 at this point, and they're up 20-0 over the Huskies. Some advantages in this game, I think, for the Norsemen is just the fact that, again, the Husky defense has been on the field for much of this football game. And Alex Merchant, the rest of the pass of the Huskies, it just hasn't been existent in this football game. As a result, they haven't run the ball real well either, and the defense has been on the field way too long, and that is why I think you see quarterback of the Norsemen, Sean Koski, or check out, that was, of course, last week, quarterback of the Norsemen down there. But anyway, he's had a very good game, and Sean McHale, thank you very much. McHale, excellent running in this game, certainly, and the Huskies had some problems tackling him towards the end of the first half of play. But again, it's a better overall effort for the defense, I think. They're tackling their aggressive play, but again, it's 20-0. But what can you do? Offense has got to be out there more often than they have been. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS Channel 6, back with a third in a moment. Just about ready to go here. Grosse Pointe North will receive this one. Huskies to kick it off. To begin, quarter number 3. Very, very important that the Husky D gets an early stop here as well. And they have been playing a spirited game, I think. They've been playing very aggressively. It's just a few plays where they haven't tackled. There you go, Sean McHale, thank you very much. So used to saying Koski from a week ago. Let's get nasty, Port Huron. At the 25, 30, pushed down to 29 or 30-yard line, right in that vicinity, and actually marking it at the 31. That's where the Norsemen will begin their first drive of the second half. Derek Wark, the Big D, CPHS, Channel 6, the Port Huron Area School District television station. And Husky Football Network on a very important night as well. Wounded Warrior Night. We all know about that. In honor of veterans, war veterans, and all the rest. People that deserve the tributes that the Huskies are giving them by putting their names on the back of their jerseys tonight. Jerseys that they themselves, the players, bought and donated to this great cause. First down, left side. Tries to cut for 1. Maybe 2 and possibly 3 to the 34, and that brings up second down. Also, Husky Senior Night. I'll go down the names one more time. Just to pay tribute to these kids who, 4 years here, some of them just 3, the odd ones just 2, but they all had a part to play. If any of them were there for the 7-3 season, I'm sure they were very, very proud of that. Even last year when they went 5-4, many times did I say it. This was a better team than 5-4 a season ago. To pass. Sierra Vino, late throw, and he might have been in bounds. It was in his hands, but again, I think really he got caught up in the fact that he was kind of leaning right at the out of bounds mark. He was wide open though. But again, there's the pass rush. You force the quarterback out of the pocket. You force him on the run. He throws to the off-arm side. And that's one of the reasons why he couldn't quite complete that ball. That is a hard pass to make when you're about to pass against the side you're running on. If you're right-handed and you're running to the right side, you're throwing on the run to that side, you have that extra momentum to carry your pass. Not in that case. That makes that pass extra difficult, and that's where the pass rush comes in, where you forced him down that way on the field in the first place. 3rd down and 8. Ball is marked 34-yard line. Shotgun. Passing again. Here's good pass rush. They set up the screen pass. It is overthrown. Intended receiver number 4, Martise Dunlap, and it's going to be 4th down. So the Huskies got away with one there because I think they had men in numbers to block, and the screen was set up to perfection, but the pass was overthrown. And without even 1 minute gone by in the 3rd quarter, Huskies hold on a 3-and-out. That's exactly what the doctor ordered there. They had some special teams issues in that first half, certainly. Back to return this punt this time is a 33, Tayson Winters for the Huskies. Trying to do everything he can to make this a smoother kick return. He's just going to let this one roll. Huskies get out of the way this time. And the Norsemen eventually are going to down it about the 28-yard line. And the Bear has entered the booth. Is that why you're in here, to warm up? You notice how warm it is in here? It's nice. It is nice, yes. The Big D does get respect. He gets a nice heater in here, and there you go. Cold outside, though, isn't it? Yep. 1st down and 10 from the 27. Shotgun look, shotgun T. 2 wideouts near side, 1 far side. The give, left side, guard, and that is Tyler Hughes. Maybe 5. See, that's what I'm talking about. He hits off tackle. He's not easy to down. A lot of times, second effort gets him extra yardage. You gotta like this guy, Tyler Hughes, in terms of just aggressive play and toughness on the football field. Merchant, shotgun, almost picked off again. There is just nothing there tonight on the pass. And it looked like last week, too. I hope the cold weather, the bad wet weather from a season ago, or last week, of course, didn't do wonders to Alex Merchant, we'll say. Because he was looking very, very strong earlier in the year after Goulding went down. The give. Winters. Spin move, then gets rammed backwards, about the 35. And that's going to bring up 4th down. Again, the Huskies faced with a tough 4th down situation on 4th and 5, and they're going to punt.
I could get used to this, Derek. You want to start running the handheld camera, and I'll stay in here in the nice and warm booth?
Is this a trick question? So there you are. Tell people who you are. Brandon Wright.
This is the Bear, Brandon Wright.
Right on. What do you think of this game so far?
Oh, it's a lovely experience.
This is a punt fake. Lowers his head, can't get it. That's going to be a turnover again. Turnover on downs this time, though, the Norseman. That's all of it, Bear. You leaving now? All right. Hint taken. You don't want to talk. I get it. Big D. Big D is the personality of that field. I get it. I get what you're saying. So the Norsemen with excellent field position. They're going to begin 1st and 10 on the 36. On a cold night from Memorial Stadium and football conditions, it's getting close to Halloween. And yes, that is a scary thought. No pun intended. I formation look. 2 wideouts again on 1st and 10. 9 and 45 ticks to go in the 3rd. Quick strop. They come on the pass rush. Nicely broken up there, Tayson Winters. But that was clearly overthrown. Basically because he wasn't from shotgun. Quick drop back. Can't make it when they come after him like that. They came out in full force. He had to get rid of it immediately. Sierra Vino. I know I have absolutely blistered that name, we'll say, tonight. Sierra Vino. Here he is again. Handoff this time. Taken by Corey Pierce. Brought down 31-yard line. That's 14, Colin Christensen. I'll tell you, Christensen in that first half, everywhere. He's played an excellent, excellent game tonight. And if he doesn't get kind of a defensive player of the game, you could put him down for an unsung hero kind of a player. He's been rough, he's been tough, getting the job done back there from the linebacker position. And I would say tonight, certainly one of the very best players for the Huskies on senior night. Pitch back, Pierce looking for a lane, gets it, but they jump him quick and down him quick. That's a beautiful play, and he got there late to make sure. That's 32, Mike Poirier. Mentioned earlier, playing in honor of Kathy Burgess tonight in the Wounded Warrior program. Outstanding cause. Again, what is the Wounded Warrior program? Mentioned it earlier. Members from different branches of the military are at the game, and donations are being accepted outside, honoring these gentlemen. War veterans and all the rest, and it's a very nice cause. 4th down and 5 from the 31. Passing this one over the middle, and ball is dropped. Huskies hold again. See, that's what I'm talking about. The defense is there. The aggressive play from the D still exists. The question is, at what point do they get tired again, and the points keep coming again, because of the fact that the offense is not on the field long enough, the defense is not getting the rest that they need. Merchant begins again, fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 31. The give, Hughes left side. Good gain and a good second effort yet again by Hughes to the 40 and a 1st down Huskies. It's what I thought they had to do going into this game. Open things up with Tyler Hughes. And in this case, Tayson Winters. Whoever you have to do back there to get the yardage. If nothing else, just to keep a sustained drive going. To get the offense some time of possession. Because they haven't had much of it. That's a low snap. Option look. Pitch back. Slips and falls as Tayson Winters with a big loss of yardage. That's almost a loss of 15 on that play. Merchant there kind of telegraphed that he was going to pitch that football. If there's one thing that makes the option better, is as many possible fakes as you can do. You have to make the defense not believe you're going to do something. If they think you're going to do something and then you go do it, you lose yardage, and that's a perfect example of it right there. Another low snap. Hughes again. Battering ram around left guard again. Gets almost to the 40. Well, they're saying 37. And that brings up 3rd down. And long, by the looks of things. About 3 or 4. Check that, 13 or 14. So 3rd down and long. It's going to be shotgun again. Shotgun T. 3 wide this time. 2 on the far, 1 on the near. Big, big play for this Husky offense to try and get anything going that they can. Grosse Pointe North right now looks unsure of themselves defensively. So do the Huskies as they switch positions of the tailbacks. Merchant. Right in the hands of 9, Robert Smith, and picked off. You know what? If you see coverage like that, if you see Smith in front of the wideout, then you've got to throw that ball with greater force. It's got to go longer than that because you're throwing right to him. Well, that's one you got to have back. The fact that they had another guy deep behind him in more of a zone look, that was Sean McHale, it might have made Merchant force that throw. So the hard times continue for a Husky team that looked very strong offensively in the early going of this season. Certainly not anymore. They're having issues on the pass. 1st and 10 from the 35. Airing it out, McHale, great arm, great catch, end zone right away. A touchdown, Huskies. Antonio Williams, who I didn't have listed. I've been calling him Mr. X all night. Now I know who number 25 is. That's a great arm. by McHale. Just kind of gunned it right at him, and he was wide open. There you see it again, the defense. They're either tired or they allow the big play. Lately, that big play has come on 3rd and long, though, when they can ill afford it the most. That was on a 1st down play. Conversion attempt again, airing it out, deep. End zone. 2-point conversion is good. Crowd absolutely loves it. It is now a 28-0 game, Grosse Pointe North. Big D, Derek Wark, CPHS Channel 6. And a definite testament now to Husky players who hopefully will keep trying and not let the fact that they're 1-6 and down 28-0 kill their motivation. Here you see, not even really a play fake. Waited at the last possible moment, and there you see, wide open player from the 5 and in the end zone, touchdown. It's an excellent pass on that play too. Hit him right in the numbers. He did the rest. Antonio Williams, a fine catch. So the Grosse Pointe North Norsemen, they look like they're in fine position right now to go 5-3, and then it really for them, it comes down to next week. Kickoff, down 28 or not, let's get nasty, Port Huron. Christensen, pretty good field position as he gets to the 39-yard line, and that's where the Huskies will operate. Down by 28. Again, big game going on right now. I don't have the score. E.J. Shea, the big fella in the truck down there, was finally in his own truck down there, listening to try and find a score of the game, and he came through with Michigan tickets tomorrow. Love that big fella. See you there, go blue. Yes, indeed. But he could not have a highlight for me of the Big Red game against Warren Mott. In Warren Mott, 7-0 Warren Mott, the game for the MAC title. The winner of that game goes 5-0 in the MAC White and wins it outright. So certainly a huge night for the Big Reds. Big Red Nation, despite the fact they're not in Big Red Nation. Can Chapman and the boys win the MAC White? We'll see. This is a play fake again. Merchant's way overthrown. He just doesn't look as sure of himself as he did. And the last time he really did was against the Big Reds. Was it the game plan? Is it the fact that these defenses have adjusted to him? Either way, it doesn't look like the same Merchant, but that's fine. Certainly the potential to be a great player in years to come. And he's got 2 more. Merchant, QB keeper, goes forward, lowers his head instead of sliding, takes the boom, and lost yardage in the process. That'll bring up 4th down and about 15. And the Huskies again are going to punt. And a timeout is called in the field as Merchant goes down, and they're going to come out and have a look at him. That might just be a play where the officials told him to go down because he didn't feel right. Might have tried to run a play and didn't feel good enough to run one. But I think this is the ruling where he's got to come off for a play. So 4th down, that just tells you right there, Coach Connell going to punt the football and then have a look at Merchant afterwards. As we have a timeout, Big D, Derek Wark, CPHS Channel 6, the Port Huron Area School District television station at 810-984-6621. 810-984-6621. Again, I'll say it. All Request Fridays. Give them a call. Tell them what program you want to see again on Friday, and they'll play it for you. All Request Fridays. If you want to see more Big D, tell them. Yeah. Again, show who gets the most votes will be rebroadcasted on Fridays. There you see Alex Merchant getting up because he's a TG tough guy. That's why. Camera 6, Channel 6, camera people tonight. There you go. Oh, Camera 6 too, I guess. We have that many cameras. Yeah, Channel 6 cameras tonight. Emily Desmond, the Suds. Josiah Creed, their Nirvana. The Genius, Carl Stafford. Sean Wendt, the Ox, and the Bear. Brandon Wright, the camera people. Slow-mo camera, the Bloodhound, Chris Orell on the top of the booth. We'll call the rest of them here in just a moment. But first, we'll watch the Huskies punt this football. Standing at the 20-yard line is Andrew Sufis. Gets a pretty high one. And a forward bounce. Pretty good bounce for the Huskies. Gets down to about the 37. Not the best net, but not too bad at all. And that's where Grosse Pointe North will get the next set of drives. With 5 and 19 ticks to go in the third, Derek Work, Big D, Grosse Pointe North, 28. Huskies, a goose egg, and very unhappy. Slow-mo director came through with Michigan tickets tomorrow. Can't wait, gotta love it. EJ Shea, big fell in the truck. The graphics designer is Aaron Bitzinger. No use for a name, Aaron Bitzinger. There you go. And production supervisor, Green Hornet, Edward Sinek. And who's that? Tell them, who are you? The Ox. Yeah, he's showing the horns. Yeah, the Ox. There you go. Good job, buddy. Good job tonight. First down, the give. Pierce, not much. Actually, that Sean McHale got a handoff that time. Pushed forward, whole horde of Huskies. You can pick one. They were right in the vicinity there. And that's number 6, Austin Struthers. Well, I don't really see Donovan Barnes out there tonight, unless he's got a different jersey or something. But he's been a very, very active player for the Huskies this season. And had a great game last week too, so certainly. But I don't see his name out there. Shotgun tee again. Second down and 12. Back to pass. Airing it out. Deep left sidelines. No. Sean McHale kind of pushes off the corner. Number 6, Austin Struthers, a good job. Sierra Vino, number 17. Off and on tonight. Had some good passing. There's Suds, Emily Desmond. She says, that's not my nickname. But you know what? They told me that's your nickname. She's kind of upset about it. Oh, look out. You might have to pound on the Ox because of that nickname. She's like, good luck. He may let you get a couple in there. Just a couple, though. Anyway, third down and 12. No, he won't? Okay. From the 37, 4 and 44 ticks in the third. Huskies trying to do anything at all. Second and 25, actually, officially, on the scoreboard clock. Sierra Vino hops, falls, sacked. And finally, Huskies, a good defensive play yet again. Among them, Tyler Hughes right there. He's such a good player. I don't know if he's better as a linebacker. He probably is than a tailback, but you know what? It's just such a tough decision. Tyler Hughes, do you put him as a running back? Do you put him as a linebacker or both? He gets tired too much if you put him at running back and then tell him, well, go out right now and do linebacker. There you see, though, he's right on the money. Sierra Vino knew he was down. Huskies jumped on the fumble, but no avail. That one was down. And now it is third down and a whopping I have no clue. They're going to punt from the 10. They had to get, okay, they're at the 10 right now. Honestly, they had to get to the 48. You mean to tell me he's 38 away? Grosse Pointe North, there's the genius Carl Stafford. A smart guy. Yep. Hey, I don't have the brains that you do. I admit it. There you go. That's no kidding either. Yeah, see? You know it. Yeah. From their end zone to punt this one off. High snap, gets it off, quick punt too. Not the best of net, though. Bouncing nicely for Grosse Pointe North, but only to the 34. And slapped to the 35, but they'll get it before that. Derek Wark, the Big D. This is CPHS, Channel 6, of course, with EBW.TV, as they do on schedule, to rebroadcast this one, streaming an hour after this one tonight. May have to edit even, I don't know. We'll see what they say. 1st and 10 from the 33. Low snap yet again. This is Tyler Hughes. Gets a block. Goes to the 20. Hold on to that football. Pushed out of bounds right at the 20. And a first down, Tyler Hughes. First down, Huskies. And finally, the Huskies have something to cheer about tonight. Look, he's starting to get tired. You can see, like after a while when you play on both sides, you tend to get tired. That's just the way it is. And you know he's tired because he's leaning forward. He's got his hands on his knees. 2:43 left to go in the third quarter. Shotgun look again. QB keeper. By the way, I believe that's Mika Moore in the game. Yes, it is. So he is healthy. I don't think he's 100% healthy, though. Doesn't have the passing range of Alex Merchant. Merchant might be a little bit banged up a bit here tonight. Might have even had kind of a small concussion. He got hit pretty hard. Got his bell rattled at about the 40 a moment ago. Nirvana, Josiah Creedler. How's it going tonight? Right on, there he is, smiling a little bit. Just so focused, just so on the job. Just cannot lose that focus, Josiah. There you go. Give left side. Tyler Hughes again, nothing, third down. A minute and a half to go in the third. Lots of people up there on the booth. Chris Orell, far left on cam right there, far right where I'm sitting. Slow-mo camera. Picking it up for the big fella in the truck, E.J. Shea. Handoff, Hughes busting tackle. Inside the 10, close to a first down now, but not quite, I don't think. We'll see what they do. A nice run for Tyler Hughes, and they're now going to him. I would have done this earlier. I would have run Tyler Hughes earlier until he got tired. No word of a lie. But then again, he wanted to play linebacker in this one too. Hughes again, very, very close. Well, they actually called first down on the last one. Okay. I wasn't sure. He was right there. This is going to be a flag. And Grosse Pointe North has yapped off, I think. Talked a little bit here. If they have it, it's not that big of a deal. You go from the 10 to the 5, half the distance to the goal line. And it is. It's unsportsmanlike, I believe, on both players. So it's a replay of the down. I believe. So instead of second down now, they're going to go back to first down. Both players kind of battling a little bit. But here's Hughes again. Just trying to wear down Grosse Pointe North and get in the end zone for something. For this Husky crowd to appreciate. There's the Bear. Boy, has he ever grown in being funny and really active since he first joined this club, this team, this Channel 6 camera, group of camera people, will say. He was so quiet and shy and reserved, and now he's going nuts. He gets on the mic, he talks, he dances. I don't know what you call that. It wasn't much of a dance, whatever he just did. Grosse Pointe North, there you see them. 1 quarter left, it looks like. Final 5 seconds, now 4, now 3. Are they going to get this play off, or is that the quarter? They don't. End of 3. After 3 complete from Memorial Stadium, Grosse Pointe North now 28. Our Huskies nothing, but we'll see if they can punch in and at least get something on the scoreboard in the fourth. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS, Channel 6. It's Wounded Warriors Night here at Memorial Stadium and also Seniors Night. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS Channel 6. It's been all Grosse Pointe North, Norsemen. Fighting hard for a playoff spot at 4-3. It looks strong to go 5-3. Huskies right now just trying to get in the end zone and see what happens for the rest of the fourth quarter. Again, Seniors Night, Wounded Warriors Night. And I'll read down the rest of the seniors here. One final swoop for you as they tonight are playing their final game ever at Memorial Stadium. Well, you always really have this place inside your heart. I mean, it never really leaves you. There's people that appreciate high school football more than any other level around because it's where you learn things, you develop friendships, obviously, and my hat's off to the seniors who never really give up. They still haven't given up in this game. Tyler Hughes again, but he kept battling. They couldn't down him. He's a beast. 19, Corey Pierce. Credit for the tackle. Anyway, quickly running down the seniors again. Donovan Barnes. Marcel Trice. Ryan Capodigli. Didn't mention him earlier. Austin Struthers. Marcus Sutherland. Tyler Hughes, Blake Goulden, Mika Moore, Alex Shire, Colin Christensen as well, and Garrett Inchenberg. The rest here in just a moment. It's actually fourth down now. Huskies battling forward. Is that going to get in? Close. No. Stopped at the 1, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. They gave it everything they had. The fact, though, that they got up with the football just about says it all, but right at the 1-yard line. You see where the official's standing? Where the left foot is there, that's the end zone. That close and they still couldn't get in. That tells you right there, this is just not your year. That looks to me like it would have been a fumble anyway. But to no avail, Grosse Pointe North is going to get the ball back. Garrett Inchenberg, David Brown, Eric Olson, TJ Quirk, Nick Mahaffey, Trey Lumpkins, Justin Moore, Brian Russell, Tyler Fidel, Evan Tomlinson, Tanner Malcolm. 1st and 10 now for Grosse Pointe North. The give, straight up, not much. Battling through, tries for a couple more. Gets to about the 5-yard line. Josh Jones among them. Dennis Van Loo as well. Thomas Rothenhauser. Nick James. Jacob Cam. Riley Peterson. And Andy Newman. There you go. All the Husky seniors. From the Big D to all of you. All the best, guys. Truly. Don't let this year bring you down either. If you're leaving, I wish you nothing but success in whatever you do in future endeavors. From the Big D to you. And of course, the folks down there, CPHS Channel 6 and EBW.TV. Way to go, guys. To the seniors, truly. Second down and 6 on the crossing pattern. Still ahead of the secondary. Now the Huskies get there to battle forward, but not much more than that after they got to him. But first, a big gain to the 25 and a first down for Grosse Pointe North. A huge play, too, and one of the biggest for North in a long time in this game. They just send a man across. He's sitting there, boom, and here he goes on an angle. And there's missed tackles again. Overrunning guys, and they're just not making the plays. I still do like the defensive effort on the whole, especially in the first half in this game. They just have not moved the football enough offensively to counter what these teams have offered in the MAC Blue this year. I think this team expected to be a lot better than they are, too. But I think there were a couple big moments and a couple of these big plays where I think if they could have them back, it'd be a completely different story. I think in the game against, obviously the Big Reds, that was a tough one. Against Croswell Lexington as well. Those two games, though, I think they'd really like to have back, and it could be a different story. Second down and 8 so far from the 27. I formation look again. 19 the carry. Corey Pierce jumped quick, brought down quick. And brings up third down. They're just trying to run down the clock right now, too. And there I am, Derek Work, the Big D. And how about those Tigers? Yeah, on to the finals of the American League, and you got to love that. But the Huskies, again, it's been a tough season. They haven't really battled back. They've had a few injuries here and there. Of course, Goulding going down doesn't help. But there is a future again. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I do like the effort, particularly late in this game. Just keep it up. You never know. Derek Work, Big D, CPHS Channel 6. And third and 8 from the 27. The pass outside, almost picked off. In and out of the hands of 27. Sal Sierra Vino. Fourth down and 8. Obviously going to punt now. It really was an excellent opportunity for the Huskies, and they got as far as the 1 yard line before they were stopped yet again. Still trailed by 28 nothing. Here's the punt. Sierra Vino again. Fair catch called, 39. And 38 got it, Tayson Winters. Huskies coming out for another offensive drive. 8 and 24 ticks to go in the fourth. Again, 28-0, Derek Work. Big D, where being big is a state of mind. CPHS, Channel 6. Again, bigdsports.info. I will write about this game. Even in the losing effort, I'll still write about this game, tell you what I think, and certainly a lot of Huskies still deserve a mention for their contributions in this football game. So I'll do that, bigdsports.info. Probably the next day, not tomorrow because I'm going to the Michigan game, as you're aware now. Very happy about that. Well, this is a loss of yardage. 33 Tayson Winters push back, and really when you don't have a passing game, it really shows when you all of a sudden can't run the football. They both go hand in hand. Again, the Huskies have struggled in this game. 16 Alex Merchant has not been back ever since, I think, getting his bell rung. And now there's an awful lot of running in this game. I believe Tayson Winters taking the ball again. He's going to keep it again. Just nothing there. Because now the pass is shut down. They know what to expect. They just can't get the yardage. And a couple more flags on the play here. Question is it against the Grosse Pointe North? Norseman yet again. Nice uniforms, kind of in the design of the Packers in a way. Not quite the same, dark green. Kind of got the dark yellow with that. So the referee's talking about this one. Flag on the field. Wounded Warrior program in full effect this evening. We mentioned it, a great cause. Fans really haven't had a ton to cheer about on the Husky side. They have had their chances, but again, it's just come down to the fact, turnovers again, and they haven't capitalized. But kind of a rough game as far as the pass goes. And what really was there to start this season off on the deep ball is not there anymore. So now you really have to redevelop your offense possibly for next week against Marine City. Just go with short stuff. There's the heater in the booth. They act like they are absolutely freezing. Believe me when I tell you, it's not that cold. I mean, it's cold. But come on, Ox. Are you that cold, really? Big dude like you? Come on. Here's the give on third down, and they're just not going to get it. Because their offense is one-dimensional, they just can't get enough yardage, and they're losing yardage now. And Huskies are going to have to punt now. I tell you something, for being up 28, Grosse Pointe North doesn't look happy at all. Coaches are yelling at the players. The fans are yelling at the players. You'd think they were the team losing. From the 20-yard line, punting now, and it is partially blocked. I don't know how they got it away. The bounce hit them. They may fall down in it. No, instead they pick it up. Missed tackle, gets out past the 50. And down to the Husky 45. Check that, the 49. And number 4, the tackle, Marcel Trice. Again, the folks at Channel 6 one more time. Emily Desmond, Josiah Creedler, Carl Staffers, Sean Went, Brandon Wright, Chris Orell, E.J. Shea, Aaron Bitzinger, and of course, Edward Sinek. Thanks a lot again, folks. A great job tonight. CPHS Channel 6, you really can't ask for more out of a high school production than what they give. Cameraman extraordinaire, the Ox, who was just trying to take advantage of his heater. Really liked that heater, apparently. Nice to see you're still happy. You looked freezing cold. It's cold, but it's not that cold. The end around play this time. Good yardage. Gets blocking. Handles it himself after that to the 36. 7, the rare carry, Jack Guest. The Husky crowd is still there, too. That's them right there. Not a lot to really cheer about. Gentleman with a U.S. flag there. The clock continues to tick down. I know North would love a shutout. Big Reds need to get in the end zone any way they can. They've come as close as the one, if you can believe that. But I formation again. Immediate give, and he's through. 25, now down 24, maybe 23. And a first down again for Grosse Pointe North. Basically, Martise Dunlap right there just went through the hole where the lineman just went past him. So it automatically opens up an open area where he just went through it. Here you see they came on the blitz, or tried to, and then you see, boom. He went through because nobody's there, because the lineman went too far ahead on the blitz. There's Carl Staffhurst again. He's way, way down. On his own way down there. Nobody to talk to at all. This is a snap. Picked it up. His knee was down when he did pick it up. It's a gift sack for the Huskies again. If there's one thing they have had a few things of in this game as defense, they have had a couple of sacks. That's a good thing. Again, I liked how the defense came out tonight. They played aggressive. You wouldn't really know they're 1-6, but again, the offense is really struggling right now. Last year with Johns Moore and obviously Quinn Kotsko, they had a bit of a passing team. Mostly the rush still, but they had that out. Now, though, they are really struggling. And it's going to be tough for them to go to Marine City next week and get the victory. I did think they had a chance tonight, but again, Grosse Pointe North, just too strong a football team. I think there were a few normal basic plays that they had. Sean McHale, the quarterback, and actually a running back, he was both tonight. He got a couple of carries where they had the tackle, they just didn't make the tackle. And as a result, They were in, I think, both plays, got 6. And right now they're up 28. From the 28, flag immediately. Excellent tackle this time by the Huskies. Jumped them, and something to finally cheer about is Kyle Moton on the carry, but the Huskies were all over it. Tyler Hughes was over there again. Defensive player of the game tonight, Hughes is up there, but I'm going to say Colin Christensen. To go out a senior and to have the game he had, a great game, particularly in the first half. So Colin Christensen, great job. Offensively, they've had very, very little, if anything at all. I really think the only player offensively you can give it to is Tyler Hughes. And really, defensively, you could almost give it to him too. So Hughes offensively, Colin Christensen defensively, my Husky players of the game tonight on the Wounded Warriors program as well, the seniors night. McHale has to get it for Grosse Pointe North, so there you go there. Husky show blitz this time, airing it out. That one is overthrown. He had the intended receiver wide open, number 3, Nigel Barksdale. But he rushed the pass because of the pass rush. Every quarterback out there will rush a play if you're coming after him, and that's what happened there. Interesting to see if maybe North is going to try a long field goal here. Oh, they changed it now. Okay, first down, Huskies. Boy, they were late to change that one. I actually thought it was 4th down. 28-0, what do you do? Huh? What do you do? One of those nights. A little bit quicker than last week's game, though. Good thing. Timeout on the football field. So, 3:35 officially in the 4th. 28-20. Huskies are going to go to 1-7. Grosse Pointe North 5-3. They have a game next week, and they will control their own destiny. If they win next week, they will make the MHS AA playoffs. If they lose, they have to depend on their schedule and what the MHS AA will say. See, that's the thing. And I talked about this earlier before the game with the folks down there, CPHS Channel 6. The MHS AA looks at strength of schedule. They look at how well you played against the teams that are strong teams. That Romeo game that the Big Reds lost, that isn't going to hurt them as much as people think it might, because that is a MAC Red team and a good one, and they should have beaten them. The Utica Eisenhower game, they got blown out badly, so that's going to go against them. But should the Big Reds lose both games left, they could very easily go 5-4, and the strength of their schedule will likely get them in. You talk about a tough schedule. They've got Warren Mott tonight and Chippewa Valley to close the year. That is difficult. Tayson Winters, the biggest single play of the Huskies tonight. Out past the 52, the Grosse Pointe North 45. First down, Huskies. Finally, they got something going offensively. An offense that only now has the rush. That's all they're really doing, nothing fancy. Clock continues to tick. 3:27 left. Finally finds a hole and got through. I really don't know why the clock isn't continuing to run. They did stop it. Shotgun look again. Give again, outside again. Big yardage. Tayson Winters. All of a sudden, they're just deciding we're not going to tackle him. Gets out past the 30, down 26 of Grosse Pointe North. First down, Huskies. So back-to-back, 2 great runs. And if Winters would have done this earlier in the game, he'd have been offensive player of the football game. There you see, he's just running and they can't catch him. Good speed, good effort. There you see number 60 tonight, Tanner McDonald, or Tanner Malcolm, in honor of William Malcolm. First and 10 from the 23-yard line. Keeper winners again, but he's tackled this time. Fool me once, fool me twice, but not three. To maybe the 25 and maybe a gain of 1. Well, I apologize for all the names I did not mention for the Wounded Warrior Project tonight. I wanted to be sure that I did make a shout out to all the seniors who we're saying goodbye to tonight. One last final game in their last play ever at Memorial Stadium. Or last game ever. There's the Bloodhound. It won't be his last game at Memorial Stadium, but you never know. He might retire and go permanently out for blood. We don't know. Bloodhound, CPHS Channel 6. Final 2:10 on the clock. But again, I apologize for any veterans I didn't mention tonight. Passing it deep. Caught, no, dropped the football at the 5. That would have been first and goal. I believe that was intended for Sufis, and he dropped it. There you see 2:01 left in the fourth. But to all the veterans, certainly, just because I couldn't mention you or whatever, doesn't mean you're not thought of where it counts. So thanks again for all the hard work and leadership and everything that you do for both countries, certainly. And congratulations again to Coach Connell for, I believe, his brother Matthew Connell for the Wounded Warriors program. It's his brother, captain in the Army. Thank you for that, Coach Connell, and your brother for that great work that he does. For not just the U.S., but both nations, let's face it. And I fully do respect that. I mentioned it earlier. So there you go. Final minute 40. Clock continues to tick. Huskies not really calling anything real quick. They're just running that clock right down. They're going to walk away. They've accepted the fact that they're going to lose. Again, it's Derek Wark, Big D for CPHS Channel 6. Only a couple plays left and we're out of here. Tayson Winters has looked like a decent tailback in this fourth quarter. Clock running again. Late substitutions. Grosse Pointe North going to go to 5-3. Huskies 1-7. It's been a difficult year for Coach Connell. After coming in and being 7-3, then last year being 5-4, should have been 6-3 at least. And now a tough one. But they'll regroup. We'll see what happens next year. Tayson Winters, 15, up to the 11. And I believe time for one more play. Because the clock continues to run now, yet again. 2nd down and 9. This should be it. The way they're just kind of waiting, they've had enough. They'll take it in. But again, to the Husky seniors, thank you for everything. It's been an honor and a privilege to call play-by-play for all of you the last 4 years. For those of you that did play here for 4 years. It really has. Don't let this season get you down, certainly, and I wish you all the best in the future. That's going to do it. Final 5 seconds, now 4, now 3, now 2, 1. And Grosse Pointe North, congratulations. They've won tonight over the Huskies. Final score, Grosse Pointe North 28. Your Port Huron Northern Huskies shut out with nothing. Again, Derek Wark, the Big D, speaking on behalf of CPHS Channel 6 and EBW.TV and the casts that go with both. Take care, everyone, and again, take care, Husky seniors. Be proud of yourselves in your final game at Memorial Stadium.